Bad Boys season 3. This is Montana. Be sure to subscribe. I don't really like the intro, but we do know a few cast members. We know Landon, we know Pootie Tang, we know Jonathan, and we know Island Boy, who is not here yet, but he is on the way. But we know them from other shows. On the way going to the house, we learned a lot about a few people. We learned that Corey might be the problem, as in he's looking for the moment and everything. So Corey gets into a freaking fight with Seeds Blue. And I do feel like Corey started this fight because his response was just nasty. It was more like, who the fuck will check me? That's what I was getting. That's the vibes that I was getting. And he also was kind of disrespecting Blue, Seeds Blue, but I call him Blue, saying like, oh, you're just here because you're Jonathan's brother. I don't know if he was talking to him personally, but I know somebody on the show is Jonathan's brother. But they fight was stupid. But then on the other Spencer, Lennox and Check the Star got into the fight. Check the Star is the Puerto Rican boy with the little fake dreads. And honestly, I feel like they fight was for no reason because Check said he meant no disrespect when he said something about the dress. And I just feel like they fight was stupid. But then also Corey gets into a fight with Jada. Now I will say I like Jada. And why I say Corey might be the problem, because child, when we get to the house with Miss Natalie Nunn, Corey and Lillian get into a fight. Now, they beef is from the auditions. Now, Corey was Johns and Corey had ended up pulling out Lennox here or whatever. So they beef. It was more of a next time I see you, I'm running that, and this is the perfect time that they saw each other because this is the show that they're both on that they auditioned from. But then, Corey gets into another freaking fight. He gets into a fight with Pootie Tang. Now, because he threw a drink and it ended up getting on Pootie. And what I can say about they fight, because I actually watch other shows and I watched Pootie and Lando on other shows. Lando in the background, he was on that. I saw him starting to take his stuff off because if anybody jumped Pootie, y'all know Landon is jumping in that. Landon is jumping in it. But Corey finger broke out the blue now. Now his finger fucking broke. Alright, but then Cozy, I think his name is Cozy. Cozy and Alpha Ant, they get into a fight. Like, it was so much fights going on, but it was just so interesting because they fight. Honestly, it was for presentation because Cozy Kazi, whatever his name is, he decided to give a speech. He was one of the most quietest people too. He decided to give a speech like, I'm on that, I'm representing for my city and everything, New Orleans, like, and disrespected him and told him to shut up. And it's like Natalie and everybody else had to tell him that he was disrespected for them to even fight. Like, I feel like it was for presentation, honestly. Child, more fights keep happening. Noel steps up out the blue. He like, anybody got a problem? We gonna fight. Now, this is what tripped me out when he gave his speech. Cause out the blue, in the middle of his speech, if anybody wanted to fight him, he was like, I really am a nice girl. Why the fuck Lennox, dumbass, gonna say a nigga? Like, I'm sorry, and y'all know I love the other community people. I do love them, but it was just so spot on that he said it that way. Like, he might let us give off that badass child in school that put hair in people in the little girl's hair, but I just feel like he gonna be a likable person. But Noel and Jada get the fighting. Oh god, like I said, I like Jada, but then out the blue, Jada and I think the person name was Shorty. Like, it was just so many quiet people that was there. They get to fighting because now he's like, man, some people gotta go home. Nelly said that. Of course, it's gonna be a confessional room. It's gonna be a phone room with a camera, so that is the only time that they are able to use their phone. It needs to be a house leader, and of course, the same thing like that. He's going wow. It's gonna be a big check at the end, based on who we like the most as the fans, and it's gonna be Bad Boy Shane. Please don't be letting these niggas snatch change. But getting along from that, this was a very good episode. They went to the club. Don't nobody care about that. The next day, some of the guys are talking, and John the Don is from freaking Love Cabin. Everybody didn't watch Love Cabin, but that's where he's from. He tells Seeds Blue that he's somebody, like, that's who he wants to go home. He tells that man he want him to go home because he feel like he trying to form alliances and whatever they get into a fight. Nigga, you big brolic nigga fighting this toothpick ass nigga, like, whatever. Now, this is what caught my attention, and this is what made me like Jada a little bit more. It was rude as fuck, but I just liked it. So the first phone room conversation, Noel was having a moment with his family, and it's some family emergency health problems that's going on, and I think Jada didn't. I believe Jada just didn't come in there. I feel like Jada wanted to use his phone at the time, and Noel just happened to be in there. Boom. I guess Noelle was just already emotional in the moment and was just telling Jada, like, yeah, my family's going through X, Y, and Z. Jada dumbass was like, well, it's other people here that just need this spot a little bit more, and you in here crying like, boo, you might as well just go home and be with your sick family. They get to fighting, and honestly, I don't know. That just made me like Jada a little bit more because first off, I'm not telling vulnerable moment or not. I just fought this nigga. I'm not telling nobody what type of family problems I got going on, and I know that me and you now are beefing. So I feel like Jada did eat that a little bit. Honestly, I can't wait till next week's episode because Island Boy is finally coming, and this is more Tara, and I watch almost everything.